Okay. Um, lately, over the past 4 or 5 hours, I guess, um, me, my mom, and my little sister have been going on. Shut up. Have been going on about the Miami zombie. I guess. Uh, I have no reason to believe it's not a zombie. Nobody else has no reason to believe, or and I mean I have no reason to believe otherwise. But I mean, like my mom was saying, he might not have died from the first bullet because the drugs he was taking disconnected his nerve endings. Didn't feel it, but he died. Makes sense. Um, but what led up to it, I mean, watching the uncut, uncensored security footage from the building that had the security camera, it showed him running down the off ramp of the highway in Miami, and I mean, it cut out a bunch of the nothing happening parts, when nothing's happening, and then it showed the guy like flipping the old man over, and he was just flipping him and flipping him and flipping him. He wouldn't stop, and when the old man landed on his back, the guy was like ripping his pants off or whatever, and his shoes and his socks, and he was just ripping shit off, and and then he got up, and I mean, he just went straight for the fucking head after that. He was just trying to fucking dismantle him in some sort of a way with the clothes and whatnot. But I mean, just seeing him get up, turn around, and just lunge onto the guy's head, and just like, I don't know if he was just smacking his head against the wall or what, but I mean, he was doing some fucking gruesome ass shit, And I mean, the entire fucking time I'm sitting there with my jaw dropped, I'm like, and I don't know what the fuck to think of it. I have no fucking clue what the hell to think of it, other than the fact that this motherfucker is either really, really fucking hopped up, or there is a fucking virus, And I couldn't watch most of it, I just couldn't watch the rest of the freaking video, mainly because it's a half an hour long. Also, shut up. Also, just the fact that, I mean, after he flips him over and goes after his face and is like hitting him around or whatever, he grabs him either by the hair or his arms or his legs or whatever, and he drags him. He literally drags him under the bridge, out of the camera's sight, obviously. And after that, he stays there for about 15, 20 seconds, and then he drags him back. And then he drags him back again. So he goes one way, and then he goes back and forth once, So he goes 1, 1, 1, And I mean, just seeing that, I was like, okay, this guy's not in his right mind. He's not thinking, he doesn't know what he's doing, but for some reason, he wants to eat this motherfucker in the end, And another thing that I heard was the cop that told him to stop after he drove up and was like, okay, I gotta respond to this call or whatever. He walked up, saw the guy naked, eating his face, and in the footage, when they zoomed in on it, you can see he walks up, kind of peeks over, but you can only see his legs, so he walks up, and then you see him step back, like he got scared, So, I mean, you see him walk up, he gets scared, steps back, and then what I heard was he was telling the guy that was chewing the face off to stop. He told him to stop, Obviously, he would tell him to stop, whatever. But what made him pull out his gun was the fact that the guy that was eating his face turned around and growled at him. So think about that for a little bit, and I mean, while I tell you that this guy's face, the 65-year-old man, in a news broadcast, they said that the only thing left of his face was his goatee and part of the right side of his face. And his eyeballs were gone, his nose was gone, his lips were gone, his ears were gone, I mean, I mean, seriously? What the fuck? I mean, what would have happened if the cops took another half an hour to an hour to get there? Seriously, I mean, I'm pretty sure if it took them that long to get there, his jaw and part of his fucking skull would be gone. Most likely, and he wouldn't be in critical care in the hospital. He'd be dead. His ass would be dead. That's it. You know? And I mean, just thinking about this and being a sci-fi fanatic and whatever is like, it's not really a dream come true to me, but it's more or less like, oh wow, I lived through the zombie apocalypse, you know? I lived up until I could actually see a fucking zombie, you know? And I mean, it's not really the highlight of my life, but it's still an exciting moment, and it still scares the shit out of me, but still, I love it. Kind of. Not really. But, yeah, shit's freaky as fuck. People are saying that it's bath salts or a bad mixture of cocaine and acid, or LSD or whatever. And, you know, I mean, they're saying that it was a bad drug that was made wrong, but it's still sold or something. Popsicle. Cold. So yeah, they're saying there was a bad mixture of LSD that was sold, and there was about 3 or 4 other cases. One case was the guy was like walking across the street and he was naked, obviously, and he got hit by a cab, you know, and he flipped over the cab, and when the guy got out to ask if he was okay, looked at him and growled. You know, so I mean, in that case, it's kind of like, oh shit, this motherfucker was hit by a car? You know, I mean, and I'm trying to figure out what speed was he going at, you know, I mean, was he at a stoplight, did he just trip over the car, what? You know, and I mean, at the end of that story, they said that, no matter what they did, the guy just always got up. They tasered him like 4 or 5 times, and he still got up and was able to take a baton from one of the female policewomen, and, you know, he fucking beat her with it, you know, and, they said that she had a broken arm and her shoulder was freaking fractured, you know, so, I mean, just hearing that was like, oh, shit, these guys can hold a weapon, we're dead, you know, and I mean, just, this entire fucking story was just fucking gruesome. You know, it was terrible to hear. It was terrible to watch. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, fuck. You know? I didn't know what to think. I was just mind-fucked the hell out of, you know? Because I didn't know what the fuck to think. I didn't know what the fuck to do, you know? I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to, you know, I didn't know how to react. But the way I'm reacting now is the way I wanted to react when I first heard of it. I wanted to freak out. I just wanted to fucking bug out over everybody, you know? And, me and my popsicle here are tripping out because, I mean, nothing is really making sense about this because every contributing factor of this story is leading me to believe that he's a fucking zombie. Mainly because, and my popsicle told me this, you know, I mean, he didn't feel it when he got shot in the head, but he did die being shot in the head. You know, and he was eating somebody, he was eating him alive, eating his face off, whatever, and the cop said when he saw him, he was swallowing and eating, and it was basically just a fucking 9-star gourmet fucking dinner for this guy. He was just eating him and eating him and eating him and eating him until his face was completely gone. And, you know, I mean, just hearing the part where he turned around and growled at him set me off. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck has the government done now? You know? I don't know. I mean, I can't fucking fathom what the hell is going on. Because, I mean, I know it was a couple of weeks ago, but still, I mean, this is a fresh fucking story. And the 65-year-old man is still alive in the hospital in critical condition. And, I mean, the fucking paramedics are waiting for him to wake up and shit like that, and then just trying to tell him more about what happened, but they don't even know if he's going to pull through or not, you know? And it's fucking freaky because if he doesn't pull through, we're never going to know what happened, you know? And we're just going to keep on wondering and wondering and wondering and wondering and wondering. And we're just going to keep on wondering every day of the rest of the year and years to come, years to come, years to come. You know, we're going to be like, what the fuck happened? Just what the fuck? You know? Yep. And, I don't know, it's freaky. I can't really put it into words, but how I'm speaking right now and how I'm acting, you can tell how fucking weird this is to me and how, you know, I mean, I'm almost 17, and yet I'm living through a zombie-like story, you know? And I know this is in Florida, whatever, but I mean, drugs came from China to the U.S. So what makes you think a bad case of LSD isn't going to come from Florida to California, Oregon, Washington, Kansas, whatever, you know? I mean, what makes you think that's not going to happen? Somebody's going to be able to smuggle it, you know? And once that happens, we're all fucked. Especially with all the junkies in California that especially when I live here, you know, I'm living around a bunch of junkies that just don't do anything but do that. You know, and when they get their hands on that, we're fucked. Isn't that right, Mom? Okay. See? She agrees. But no, other than that, you know, I'm going to have to postpone that, the fight sequence video for a while. You know, I mean, once I record it, you know, I don't even know. So I'm going to go, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, rate, do that, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.